Hey people, welcome back to another post-match review of match day 25 of the Premier League. And results of Saturday's matches are in. And Arsenal, Chelsea, Manchester United all pick up important 3 points. Now let's just start off with the games with Manchester United getting over the line against Tottenham. Now, should I say that Michael Carrick is having an amazing start to him being an interim manager at Manchester United? Well, yes, I must say that he's been doing an amazing job. I did say so in my preview video where I felt like it's getting that momentum on in the team. They look like a team that is playing like a team. And obviously you're seeing the result. Now, unfortunately for Tottenham, they were reduced to 10 men. And just after that, Manchester United obviously got their first goal. And I must really say that I am quite impressed with Manchester United at the moment. And obviously the first goal was scored by Brian Mbeumo. And sometimes when you look at a team that you'd expect to be in the top four, Manchester United is one of them. However, I felt like they are building that momentum now, basically because they're having just one game a week. Now, the likes of Tottenham, Aston Villa, Manchester City, Liverpool and Chelsea that are in and around them are having to fight in 2, 3, 4 different competitions. Arsenal, definitely one of them that is top of the league table right now, had to play another match midweek against Chelsea to get to the final of the EFL Cup. But really, when I look at Manchester United, the fact that they are playing, as I've always said, the fact that they are playing one game a week, they deserve to be in the top 4 of the Premier League. You can't be playing one game a week and still find it difficult to get 3 points in almost all your games. So I expect them, there might probably be some games that they will still have difficulty. But right now, it seems like they're doing what they have to do, which is win their games and just maintain where they are on the table. So yes, it's a very, very good one for Manchester United. Obviously, the second goal was scored by Bruno Fernandes. You know, he has been on the stick for a while. I feel like, I don't know if I should say it's Manchester United fans or opponent fans, they've come for his head saying that, oh, regardless of even the fact that he has been in the squad, it just still seems like probably because of him in some of their games they've lost, him losing the ball in the midfield and finding it difficult to retrieve the ball back. All that, yes, they've said, but I actually think that he has been one of their best players, coming from 2-3 seasons back where even Manchester United have really, really struggled. So definitely him scoring that second goal just to seal the fact that I think at some point Tottenham were looking like they were going to get the equalizer and all that, but the second goal just sealed the win for Manchester United. And then Aston Villa also played out a 1-1 draw against Bournemouth. I'm not surprised. I did expect that game to end in a draw. And as I said, Bournemouth are a tricky team. When they are playing at home, they are one team you do not want to face at home. And I knew that Aston Villa, with the way it seems like they're struggling a little bit right now. Don't forget they lost their last game at the weekend. I knew they were going to have a difficult time winning this game. And exactly what it turned out to be. It's a 1-1 draw in that game with what's his name now, Rogers scoring the first goal before Ryan equalizing the game and picking up all 3, sharing the points between both teams. And then Arsenal did an amazing job getting a 3-0 win against Sunderland. Now, don't forget that, as I said in my preview video, that these two teams in the first leg at Sunderland's home ended in a 2-2 draw. But Sunderland didn't look like the team that were going to actually get a point in this game. I felt like, especially in that second half, Arsenal came out better. They played well. Gabriel Jesus struggled a little bit in the first half. The second half, it didn't seem like he was really in the team. And then coming off and bringing on Victor Gyökeres scoring 2 goals after Zubimendi scored the first goal before the first half. It was a good one. And I feel like the fact that Arsenal has Kai Havertz, Victor Gyökeres and Gabriel Jesus to rely on, and even Merino, unfortunately Merino is out with an injury right now. It just seems like they have every position locked down with 2 to 3 quality players. Now, when you look at the right, you have Noni Madueke, who is obviously consistently playing right now because Saka is still out injured. You also have on the other side, on the left side, with Trossard and Martinelli, who I also feel are doing a good job. Now, don't forget that Trossard assisted Zubimendi's goal. So I feel like Arsenal has everything right now working for them. And I feel like this is the season where they can really show the amount of work that they've put in the last 2, 3, 4 seasons. And it will be quite disappointing if they don't end up winning at least 2 titles. I expect them to win at least 2 titles this season, and it seems like they're on the course for it. They're already in the final of the EFL, where they'll be taking on Man City, and they're still top of the Premier League and even the Champions League. They'll probably just be waiting for who they're going to face in the round of 16 in the Champions League, and they're also in the 4th round of the FA Cup. So it seems like they're doing very well, and they have the squad depth for it. They do, maybe compared to the likes of Chelsea, Manchester United, who I feel like they don't really have the squad depth to be able to perform consistently on all 4 competitions. So the difference is obviously there for Arsenal to keep competing in all these competitions. But yeah, they got over the line against Sunderland, picking up that 3 points that they really needed, because as I said, Aston Villa, who unfortunately drew their game, Manchester City will be playing their own game tomorrow, are literally breathing down their necks. So definitely that 3 points was needed for Arsenal. And then Wolves lost to Chelsea. Obviously, Wolves were at home. Chelsea won the game 3-1. Cole Palmer getting a hat-trick. Well, watching that game, I just felt like Cole Palmer was probably lucky to be able to get those 3 goals. 2 of the goals were penalties, and of course, Cole Palmer is good when it comes to penalties, and I expected him in particular to have scored those ones. But the last goal from a Kukurea assist was the type of goals that you would expect a Chelsea fan to see from Cole Palmer. Those are the type of goals that you would expect him to score, and he did score that, scoring a hat-trick, and I think is his 8th goal of the season. Unfortunately, he hasn't played a lot of games, so he hasn't even in the games that he has started, he hasn't really performed up to expectation. I feel like it's still the injury issues and all that, but the fact that he scored 3 goals in that game, hopefully that helps his confidence back into some other games. The coach was wise enough, Liam Rossini was wise enough to bring him off, I think in the 60th or 70th minute, just for him to rest and not have him stress himself to play the whole 90 minutes. So it's good, it's really, really good. And obviously, João Pedro, the cause of the 2 penalties that he got, I felt like it was really, really good also in that game. Yeah, I think it was just them just getting the job done, looking at the fact that loss against Arsenal midweek, especially in the EFL semi-final leg that they unfortunately lost to Arsenal. You definitely want to get back to winning ways, and that was exactly what they did. So playing that game and winning the game 3-1, obviously against Wolves, who are as good as relegated because they're in number 20 on the table, it's a good one. And I also feel like the win for Chelsea puts pressure on Manchester United to also win their game, because it's just 1 point difference between the both of them, and obviously they'll be looking to maintain that Champions League qualification for next season. So it's a good one that Chelsea were able to pick up all 3 points in that game. And then obviously the Saturday's games ended with Newcastle unfortunately losing at home to Brentford. Now, should I say that Keith Andrew, Brentford's coach, has been doing an amazing job. They're currently number 7 on the table, and when you look at the fact that they've even had back-to-back wins so far in the league, it's impressive. Now, don't forget that it was brought in after Thomas Frank left for Tottenham, and the job he's doing with these guys is amazing. I'm really, really impressed. Looking at even the new coaches that have been brought in into some of the teams, maybe for Keith Andrews, I think he came in at the beginning of the season, so you won't really give him that soft hand to say, oh yes, they've not been playing very well and all that, but they seem like a team that is grounded, that is principled, and they play like a team, and that is helping them pick up results. But really, when you look at even where they are on the table, being number 7 on the table, it just shows you that Kit Andrew is doing an amazing job. He is. I'm really, really impressed. And should I say that Igor Thiago, who is their number 9, yeah, I think right now he's competing with Erling Haaland for the top scorer in the league. So I'm not even shocked. But the way they won that game against Newcastle, it just goes to show you that these guys are really grounded. They look like a team that, even if they are not losing their games, they don't want to give the other team the chance to win either. So it's really, really good that they're getting results right now. Dango Ouattara getting the final goal, the 3rd goal for them. It was really, really, I felt like Newcastle were really disappointed, because after they got that 2nd goal through a penalty with Bruno Guimaraes scoring the equalizer, they felt, okay, the worst thing that could happen was probably getting a draw or a point, right? But that goal from Ouattara, oh God, it was going to be really, really disappointing for them. But I just feel like they deserved it, because they looked like the better side out of the 2 sides. So definitely Newcastle are still going to have to wait till the next game to get 3 points, because right now they are languishing, I think, number 14, number 12 on the table. So it's a very difficult one for them, and I feel like the fact that they're playing in different competitions right now, they have to play 2 extra games in the Champions League to get to the round of 16. I think they're also in the 4th round of the FA Cup. And the Premier League, obviously, I don't think they have the squad depth for it, but they're obviously doing their best. And I think Eddie Howe is doing an amazing job. Obviously, I expected them to struggle a little bit this season, considering the fact that they're playing in the Champions League, the FA Cup, and even don't forget that they just lost out of the EFL Cup, where they were defending champions to Manchester City, who definitely has the squad depth to be able to get to the final. So Newcastle, I think they've done really, really well this season. It's just unfortunate that the squad depth that they don't have will really affect them going forward. And don't forget that they sold their main man Alexander Isak to Liverpool, although they have what's his name now, Watamede, who I feel like he has done so well since coming into the squad. I don't think they have scored in the last maybe 2. Anyways, guys, that's the much from me for the post-match review of match day 25 of the Premier League. Don't forget to share your thoughts in the comment section. I will definitely be reading and responding. Also, ensure to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Please subscribe to the channel. Also, put on your post notification button. Ensure to follow us on all our social media platforms at _official FSH. Anyways, guys, until the big match between Liverpool and Manchester City game is played on Sunday and the result is definitely in, enjoy the rest of your weekend. Bye-bye.